This European cricket event is proudly brought to you by HCL Software, Rado and 1xBet.
And here we go. Set for the first ball. Straight down the ground. Has got plenty of height on it. Plenty of distance as well. Kedekar opens his account with a Maximo. Straight up in the air. Catching opportunity. Oh, it's been put down. Just slightly overran that one there. Hit towards mid-wicket. Oh, it's a slight misfield there. Just gets right through him. It's going to be a boundary. Struck down the ground. Catching chance. Oh, what a grab! What an incredible grab. And for a moment, it looked like we were going to see one of the greatest catches of this series. Oh, he certainly saved his side a few runs. Let's just take a look at this, just to ensure his momentum. I just managed just to get a little bit of luck there. Down the ground, and that's going to take a hop, go over the rope for 4 runs.
Birdie, yeah, Mark Whitlock, obviously he's my brother-in-law.
Goes downtown, and that's going to go all the way for a 6. A great stroke there by Kedekar.
And then, yeah, after that, to get the following, we've had.
That's going to be Alfie Jeeves to bowl this over, and that's going to get launched away for a 6. Hammered away for 6 runs there by Tom. Great use of the feet, gets to the pitch of the ball. That's going to go all the way for 6 runs. A great shot.
But when I left home, I was watching it, and the ball was going to all parts from Gigan.
Another little personal milestone for him. Oh, beautifully worked away. It wasn't a bad idea at all by Xiang Xia. He could see the leg stump was exposed. He went for the Yorker, but that's just quality batsmanship.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
If you went up against him again.
Sometimes, as I said, you just need that little bit, like just perfect example there. Ball just over Laksha's head there. To be fair, I knew I was going to get nowhere near it, but just to make their attempt for him, so it looked okay.
And it is launched. Could be a catching chance, and is taken out in the deep
Ozzy.
by Ozzy. And yep, fielder, a player we've been hearing a lot about in the build-up to this game, holds on to that catch, and finally a wicket falls here.
And going so well. Oh, it's huge.
Oh, massive shot there by Singh. Enormous 6. That's onto the road. It's actually struck the car along the way.
Oh, yeah, there'd be some paintwork going on there on that car.
First boundary we've seen for about 9 deliveries. Looks to go for the old reverse sweep, and it's going to end up being a minimo anyway.
But my family's actually from Ireland.
Up in the air, and chance to take a catch.
Yeah,
and he'll take it very comfortably. As you mentioned earlier in this broadcast, he's got one of the safest pairs of hands.
Yeah, absolutely. If you shake his hands, they are like shovels. They're so big. Yeah, he's been a reliable player, Ozzy, over the last few years for the club. He'll always help out.
Well, this one's been launched and doesn't have enough to go for a 6. Not quiet, as he's found, well, he couldn't find a worse fielder if you're a batter. Or I should say a better fielder from Havering's point of view. He's got one of the safest pairs of hands, doesn't he? Just 6 runs off it so far. Struck firmly out towards mid-wicket, and oh, well, a rare mistake there by Ozzy as up in the air, shouts to catch it, fielder underneath it.
Down.
Oh, well, you did call it. I mean, he didn't really get into the best position there, did he, James Palmer?
Oh, poor Palmer. If he had a pair of gloves on, he'd still probably put it down, but he takes a good bit of stick over here as well. But
it's that Jamie Green, the captain of Havering, telling you to get on him for that drop catch. This is going to go over the rope, and it's going to end up being a 6. Just hits the sight screen. That is launched, and it's going to go just over the rope for 6 runs. Here we go. Last ball of the innings. Struck away, and does it have enough to clear the rope? Looks like it does. It's gone away for a 6 as they end with a bang.
That's my boy there. Great bit of fielding, Stan. Good pick up. I'll give you that one.
Any chance we see Stan involved later in this series?
Unfortunately, he's only 14, so he can't play this year, but he's absolutely desperate to play.
As it's Stuart Connor into the lineup and straight into the firing line. He's joined at the non-strikers end by the familiar figure of Joe Ross. As we get this up and running, and Joe Moss in the previous game, remember, scored 57 off just 19 deliveries of CFS. Is bowling the first over. Cause of catcher here, but it lands perfectly between the two fielders. This one skews high up in the air. There's cause of catch it, and it's an outstanding catch right on the rope. It's Prab Singh out there. It's not an easy catch with that skewing off the side of Joe Moss's bat, but it's a big wicket that CFS have taken early in this innings. That time just a little too short, and it's clubbed away. Doesn't quite get a hold of it. Need to do it with the bat here, do the Havering 11. That one is hit firmly over the covers, and it will be the third boundary of the over, and it's a decent enough start. 4 places, of course we know where they will go, but it's where they'll stand in those 4s. That one's clubbed away for 4 runs.
Gets the wicket there. Barry will depart. Crashes on his leg stump, and massive blow here for Havering. Pinnacle off to a dream start. They have Havering 18 for 2.
They won't be going through to the quarterfinal, so we know the identity of the top 4, but it's still, as we were saying earlier, Nish, so important for the sides to get as high up as that table as they possibly can. Friday hasn't been quite as lucky today, but there he does get a wicket, and you can see how much that means to him. The top of middle stump, Stuart Connor goes for a big swing, trying to manoeuvre that one into the leg side, and Caleb Baldwin picks up the wicket he deserved probably today. It's better late than never for him.
Oh, gets another one. Back another wicket here for Baldwin, and gets rid of Palmer for a duck. And Pinnacle Pro have Havering in all sorts of trouble at 23 for 4. Struck straight down the ground, and that's a lovely shot. That really is there by Jeeves, a full face to the bat. Looks to go big, and that's going to clear the rope very comfortably. So back-to-back boundaries to round out the power play. It looks to go towards mid-wicket, and oh, there was a chance, and how costly a drop could that prove to be? Jay Chavda not quite able to hold on to. We saw Havering put down a couple of chances in the first innings, and that could prove to be a costly drop. And no, that is a glorious shot there. Absolutely magnificent shot. Yeah, this one is going to be launched for 6 runs. Just lands in front of the side screen. It had plenty of height on it, but enough distance as well. That might go away for 4 runs, and it's going to be a big chase for the fielder. That is absolutely hammered away. Strikes the European cricket banner. That is struck out towards mid-wicket. That's going to go away for 4 runs as Havering find themselves 68 for 4.
Going into the 6th. There's that textbook cut again. And, well, you've got to question why, A, they keep bowling there.
There we go. There we go. They needed some of that, didn't they? Oh, catches the outside edge of the bat. That is really unfortunate. Good over here, and Havering are pretty much out of this. Looks to launch this one over the rope, and he gets a 6 over there, Jeeves. They desperately needed that.
They give themselves a chance.
Oh, looks to go for the old reverse sweep, and that's going to have enough to go away for 4 runs. Goes for the straight bludgeon down the ground, and that works very effectively. More of that, please, is what the Havering teammates will be thinking.
Yeah, wish he did that on the previous delivery. It's pretty much an identical ball. Misses out on the first one, decides to go back to basics. So a big ball coming up here for Alfie Jeeves. Can he find the rope?
27 runs to win up the last over. Well, he decides to leave that alone. He's just misread the line here. That was perfectly fine. It was a legal delivery. Last over. That is cut away, but there's a fielder on the deep, so it's just going to be a single, and well, just passes the torch now on to Jeeves, who's got to hit 5 consecutive sixes here to win it for his side. Shouts to catch it, but it's going to go well beyond the rope for 6 runs, and Aussie will bring up his half century, so a 50 on his ECS debut. It's been a great knock here by the Nigerian international, but just not enough for his side to get the win. Drill down the ground. That's going to go away for 4 runs. A good shot there by Aussie as he's just having a little bit of fun right at the end of the day, as they're 1 ball away from tasting their first win of this ECS. And oh, that one came back at Weeks really sharply. They'll jog across for the single, and CFS Pinnacle Pro finally have their first win of this ECS. They've had to wait a while. They've fallen short on a number of occasions, but it's a win at last for this Pinnacle Pro side.
Move my body back and forth.